Well, hello and good morning, good people.
Oh, hello.
Aaron, we got you on the show finally.
I know, right? I didn't know this time of day existed.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Casual Morning Show. I am your host, Mike Pitts, and I hope you've had at least one cup of coffee today so far. With me today, I have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Aaron. We're here to
Hi.
bring you a bright start to your weekend. Disregard definitely both of our tired eyes and sometimes grumpy faces that you see in front of you,
Yeah.
because we're some of the most positive, upbeat people that you'll see on a weekend morning. Aaron, it's been a long time coming. I'm glad you're here with us. One thing I want to say, for people out there who might not know, Aaron and I have spent many a year living together, and for a time as well working together. And
True.
I know what this time of day does to you sometimes.
Yeah.
This ain't your cup of tea. So
Not built for it. No, it is. Normally, I would have gone to bed a few hours ago.
this is true. So huge thank you again. Yes, that is in fact Aaron that you see on your screen. It is not a joke.
Oh, shit.
How's your morning been, Aaron? Give me an honest answer. What time did you wake up today?
I woke up at 9:30 because we do this at 10 Eastern, and
Yep.
I did that because I knew I would swipe snooze.
Right.
But
As you're
then I
wont to do.
also knew if I swiped snooze, I would do it again,
Right.
and that would bring me to 10. So I had to just get up right away at 9:30. Not allowed to snooze. And yeah, I just stood in my kitchen looking out the window for a little while there, taking it all in.
Just bleary-eyed staring outside. Just
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, and then made my own cup of coffee here.
Nice.
Get things started.
Yeah.
Fed the critters,
Nice.
and now I'm hoping to make it through this.
If you fall asleep, you know what? At this point, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm happy you showed up for the beginning. That's
Yeah.
that's what's good for me.
I'll just drift into a nap at some point, but it's all right.
It's riveting stuff. Well, with that being said, I know you're new to the show, but I know you've also caught some of our previous episodes. So the first thing that we usually start off with is positivity from the week. So, good news stories, things that you're personally happy about or proud of, anything that you've potentially learned that you want to share, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to get things started with a good news story from just a few days ago. So Tokyo has begun issuing certifications that recognize same-sex couples, which is actually them becoming the largest municipality to do so in Japan, which as a country itself does not allow same-sex marriages. So this isn't the same as an actual marriage certificate, unfortunately.
Okay.
However, what it does do, and like it's not legally binding, but it allows these partners to apply for things like public housing, gives them access to medical data, and allows them to be like beneficiaries to each other for things like auto insurance, life insurance, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's it's not the step that we necessarily want to see all the way, but it is a good step in the right direction. And again, Tokyo finally taking this up is great. The first, I believe, district in Tokyo to do it originally was Shibuya back in 2015. So this has been a little while coming, but we're seeing things go in, again, a positive direction. So that's some good news there.
Yeah. Okay. It took me a second. Like that's 7 years in the making. So
Yeah.
the world moves a little slowly sometimes, but
Yep.
at least it's moving.
Yep.
It's not too bad. That's definitely good to hear. I do find it interesting that just in general that all of those like benefits and things that you get to share with a partner are so guarded to begin with.
Yeah.
Like if you're allowed to share it with a person, why does it matter anything about who they are? Like,
Yeah.
why not just a family member if you need to? Give them benefits, or like
Nope.
who cares?
Yeah, what is it? What's the big? I agree
Yeah.
100% with you on that. But you know, insurance companies, I guess.
Yeah, there's something about them that just, they need to make sure you're getting married for you to give them dental benefits.
Yeah, I guess. I
I
guess.
don't know.
I guess the threshold on who you're allowed to, you know, help pay for, you know, medical expenses or whatever, depends on how much you love them. So you know,
Yeah.
partners at the top of the list, then family. Family
Right,
doesn't
right.
quite make that cut unless they're your
Doesn't.
kids. But
Right.
you know, you love your kids a lot, so you know, it's a whole calculation that goes into that somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting too, I just kind of did the math in my head. You and I were in Japan in 2016, which I didn't feel like was that long ago, but I guess it's been a
I
really long
know.
time since that trip.
Yeah. It's time is bad.
Time is bad.
It just keeps on slipping into the future, and I would love for it to stop for just a moment.
Yeah, just a
Because
just a
it's
quick
already
break.
November. It's
I
November.
know.
I had stuff I was gonna do this summer. And it's gone. I forgot.
You're almost out of fall now at this point.
Yeah, seriously.
Damn.
It's gonna be snowing very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy smokes. At least the fall's nice, you know?
Yeah.
I got a lot of nice. I should have opened the windows actually right in front of me. Forgot to do that because there's a ton of trees out there. Would have been a good view to have in the morning.
Yep. I spent a lot of this week raking leaves. So the neighborhood that I'm in now, actually kind of similar to yours. Like there's a lot of older trees. Older
Mhm.
trees means lots of leaves. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's some
yeah.
people who like their entire front and back lawn is like it's only leaves. Like you can't see
Yeah.
what used to be the ground. When I go and take like the doggo for a walk, he'll slide on the leaves. Like if he's trying to sniff at something and I'm trying to like bring him forward, he just skates
Right.
across them. He just slides. Whee! Yeah.
Well, a little lawn care fun fact for people. There's no real benefit to raking the leaves
Nope.
unless you just like looking at your lawn all year round. It's actually better to just go
Let them
over it with a
decompose.
lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Turn
just
it into
top
like
it
your
up a
own
bit.
mulch, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Aerate, let it. Leaves are supposed to provide nutrients and protection for the ground, and it. I personally prefer when it's just like leafy out there. Like I get
Yeah.
it can be problematic if it's covering the roads and everything, but I like it.
Yeah.
I also did, as a kid, of course, love jumping in the piles. So
That's exactly
love to
why I
burn.
raked them. I got all the leaves from the front and back and put them all
Yeah.
into the back, and I made a pile as like probably 4 or 5 feet tall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect size for some kids or animals to have some fun with. Yeah.
yeah, that's always the worry. Like it's something I guess I never really thought about when I was a kid, but I've had to think about now. It's like, boy, I hope if the kids jump into this, it's not just full of pee in there.
Oh yeah.
You
I
know
thought
what I
like
mean.
maybe a stick or something, but no, peas worse.
Sticks I looked through, like when I'm
Yeah.
going through raking, like I'll kind of try to keep an eye out for it.
Mhm.
But it's also like, hey, don't dive in head first because you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like how many? Like I know the dog. Like when he goes out back, he'll try to pee on that. You know what I mean? Like that's because he's like, oh, new thing to mark. Like this is a new.
Yeah. I'll claim that.
Yeah, exactly. So then you like rake that pile of leaves out of it, and like now there's like a
Yeah.
separate pea pile of leaves.
Mm.
But then it's like I don't know like what the squirrels, because we for sure like there's a ton of squirrels around. Our neighbor has a walnut tree, so squirrels are just around us 24/7. And then I
Need
think
to Google what that looks like.
I didn't know it was a walnut tree until I think the neighbor told me it was a walnut tree. I don't know. It's
Okay.
just it's a big tree. Like it's a huge tree, but obviously lots of food on it for squirrels. So they're in and around that area a lot. And then I think under the shed there might be a family of bunnies because there's a few different
Oh.
like dugout areas. You know what I mean? To make like a little
Yeah.
den. So I try to just not disrupt them if they're back there.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I don't know if they're like, oh man, this is a great place to poop and hide it. And I know there's like neighborhood cats and stuff too that are running around. It's like,
Yeah. It's a community litter.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's not. So
Yeah, I've got a groundhog that lives somewhere in the back.
okay,
Sometimes in the morning you can see him like moving around the back fence and stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but the other day I think I saw a baby groundhog, which was It was just a little tough, just something that moved between the fence posts. Didn't have
Yeah.
a tail, or if it did, it was a nubby one. I can't remember if groundhogs have a tail. Maybe a nub.
I feel
Back to
like
Google.
my first instinct was nub,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Google doesn't get a lot of butt side pictures, I'll tell you that. But
Did you
the
write
one in
the
the
word
backyard,
tail?
I don't think it had a tail. Come on.
It's got
Show me the whole
okay.
groundhog.
So it's got a bit of a tail, like
Yeah,
a few
does it?
inches. So
Okay.
it's not full nub, but as a baby, you know,
Yeah,
like
maybe
it might not
littler.
be. You don't. You
It,
get,
it didn't look like a squirrel or anything. Not, it didn't have like
Okay.
a big bushy tail, but it was just a little tiny tuft brown moved between the fences, and that was adorable.
that is adorable.
Maybe maybe groundhog I saw as a fighter, and just has a little nubby tail from the battles of the
True.
backyard.
It's like the cauliflower ears, but for groundhogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you
Use it as a
know.
weapon. Yeah.
Man, one of my cats when I was growing up used to get into a lot of fights. He was like an outdoor cat. He used to come in sometimes, and like his back leading up to his tail would always be like either missing fur. It would be like scabby.
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah. I don't know if he was winning a lot of the fights he was getting in, but
Yeah, it's like the warriors out there for your pets.
Yeah.
It's-
yeah. My
it's
cats
just
are indoor
chaos.
cats now. They don't go outside. No thanks. I also
Yeah.
want to risk like the whole car thing, and
I know.
I'd rather than
It's
just
such
be
like
safe.
a double-edged sword where like I would love for the cats to be able to enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's like, they decimate the bird population, so you gotta. I don't think mine would. They're chubby. They can't get birds.
They're not catching no birds.
But it would make them less chubby, I think.
Right?
'Cause
That's,
when-
that's
as
the
a kid,
whole
my
thing.
Yeah, they were outdoor cats, and they didn't have the pouch and everything.
No,
But these guys, they got the fat pouch.
that's it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to, me and Danielle and I have been talking about in the future, if we want to be able to have the cats on like the front porch or something, building like a little tunnel system that comes out of like the front window or whatever. So
Yeah,
that they can
yeah.
be outside, but not, getting into fights with like neighborhood animals or whatever. So
Yeah, I've imagined the same thing, like some enclosed area where they have free access to go to.
yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, 'cause, like my
Wizard's terribly agoraphobic though, so like getting him out there, it's very funny.
yeah, he's just not about
Like,
it, huh?
Yeah, you leave the door open and you like go open a bit, but then like just the wide open space around them, just like he starts to
It's
freak out
too
and goes
much.
back inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dogs don't really have that problem, do they?
No.
It's kind of weird. They don't. But you can't really leave a dog alone outside. It'll maybe never come back.
Yeah. Like it still has to be like in a fenced area.
Yeah,
and stuff.
fenced in.
Yeah.
But they also can't leap like 15 feet.
Yeah, they
over
can't
you.
climb the fence and
So-
get out. Yeah.
Different types. As a kid, I had a pet iguana, and sometimes we just let it do its own thing. Just let it into the backyard in the summer, obviously, when it's
Yeah.
nice and warm.
Yeah,
And he would always stick around. He would never disappear forever. And
That's
he was
nice.
very like, wasn't literally tethered, but wouldn't go away. Although one time he did slip through the fence, which was fine because he still would hang out, but he ate the garden of the neighbor pretty intensely, and then was resting on the fence that divided our two lawns in the sun, fat. And
Yeah.
and it was great, but we weren't allowed to just let him free roam after that.
Yeah. He kind of ruined it for himself there, but
Yeah, he just took advantage. Of some nibbles they wouldn't notice. But
yeah. So he's got to start small. Everything in moderation, right?
that's the one thing. Like you try and like protect your garden from whatever ladybugs and slugs and all that stuff, and then you can't protect it from an iguana.
Yeah, iguanas just there's no
Don't have tools for
countermeasure to that. They're just
No.
too powerful. Thinking back, this isn't really good happy news necessarily, but it is something I'm wondering about now. So I used to have two cats when I was a kid. There was Oliver and Twister, because Oliver Twist, my mom thought that was very fantastic, and it is. I think it was cute. Twister at one point ran away, and now I'm starting to think, was I told because I was like, God, maybe 8 at the time, that like the cat ran away? But
Yeah.
Maybe no.
Didn't, maybe not. You know,
Yeah.
the little white lies about pets.
Yeah.
It's much easier just, they ran away or
Oh yeah.
what else? No, that's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
They ran
to. I
away.
might call my mom later and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
real quick."
I have some questions.
Yeah.
Gotta do some detective work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna track him down. I'll find out the truth.
Yeah. Dang animals.
Dang animals. What about good news stories, or if you have any on your side?
I did see some animal-based ones actually to keep
Ooh.
on the same topic. There was one where someone had discovered a new species of bee,
Okay.
and it has like a little snout.
Really?
Yeah. Um, and they named it after their dog, which was kind of adorable. Because you get naming rights when you discover a new species.
True.
But for the most part, you're not supposed to name it after yourself. So you have to find something to name it after, and it's often Latin sounding, so they just named it after a dog and made it Latin. Yeah, just a little. I think it was a honeybee type, and I don't have the picture of it here, but yeah, it just has like a little pointy snout on the end of its face. It's kind of cute, and the whole thing's kind of fuzzy and.
That's good. Do you think that bee is responsible for all the other bees going missing, though? Like, now that we finally tracked down that bee, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, maybe. Like this is the secret behind.
I just want to know if it's a serial killer bee. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
I think it's a whole species of bees.
Oh, okay. So we found more than one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
fine.
Not
That's
just
okay.
not one new funky bee. But yeah, that's good. Bees have been.
We definitely need more bees.
We need more bees, so
Yeah.
why not some ones with big noses? I guess.
They can. Hey, you know what? If they can sniff out the flowers better and help pollinate, all the
That's
better.
true. Yeah,
We need that.
they got some advantages there. One thing that I think I read a little bit about, like why the bees have a little bit gone missing, is just like the huge shift to just like in the last few decades, massive green lawns with no other plant life whatsoever. And that was like a big thing. But a lot of the neighborhoods around here have kind of started to waffle on that a lot. You see a lot more just
Yeah.
more natural looking backyards, even though they're still kept and curated, but lots of like clovers and flowers and wild vines and even like thistles and stuff.
Yeah.
And it still looks very nice. So I hope that kind of thing continues to be a trend where it is nice occasionally to have a big lawn, but maybe for your backyard, if you have the luxury to have both, maybe let your front yard be a little more wild. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and I definitely agree with that. That's one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to as well. Like, I do want to have a lot of plants in the back, so I want to have flowers and like grow vegetables when the summer comes around. But
Yeah.
the front area of my house, I do have what they had left as like sort of like a bit of a flower garden area, and then we had like two small grass patches, but there's trees coming out of both of them. We'll see when you come next week.
Yeah.
But like, so I can't really turn all of it into that. So I think that there'll be a good balance. One thing is kind of rough to have to deal with sometimes, though, that I will say is like when I was at my sister's over the summer, she has some flowers in the back, not as much as she used to. Maybe that's part of what the problem was. But there was one day where we busted out like hot dogs, hamburgers, sort of thing, and the amount of bees that showed up was nutty.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it was like, okay, we're going inside
Jeez.
now. Like, absolutely not
wow.
are we dealing with this. Yeah. So
Like not even just wasps, like regular bees
Yeah.
just swarm the area. Damn.
yeah.
And pretty much anytime I've done a barbecue in the last while, it's been like a wasp like explosion. And that's where I think I said that story recently, where I saw a wasp like land onto a board and rip meat off the plate and fly away with
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was a sight to
That's
behold.
terrifying.
It is,
That's too
yeah.
much power for those little guys.
Yeah, and just like that motion, I'm just like, I need it, and I'm gonna get it, and I'm ripping it back and forth till like I get junk.
I don't know.
Didn't
Do you know?
expect that.
Do you know what like the natural like enemy to bees is? I'm genuinely curious here.
I don't know. Like,
Whatever it is, we need
do
more of them.
wasps?
Or sorry,
Well,
wasps. I mean, like what kills the wasps?
To wasps. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always, you've seen like those Animal Planet things where like ants will take him down, but usually I think that's like when a wasp is like trying to mess with the
Fighting
ants to begin
them,
with.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they. Yeah, Rowan in the chat says us. We
Yeah.
are the wasp predators.
We need to step it up then, because
we've been putting down our wasp skills. I do have one that hangs out. Well, maybe not so much now that it's cold, but hangs out by my front door. And every time I open the front door, he gets in the house every single time.
Oh, really?
And just buzzes around the lobby 3 or 4 times. So as long as I leave the door open, and just after that goes back outside. But it's like,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
get you.
it's like.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like when you open an office door that people aren't allowed in, or like a pet, and they just run in there because they can get in for a second and then they get out. It's like what this wasp does every time I open the front door. It's like a couple of laps, like all excited, like, and then gets back out. And I try not to mess with them, but
I'm gonna get you 2 of those electrified like swatters. He's gonna get like a headband, tie the headband on, charge those babies up. If you want to come inside,
leave the bees alone,
but kill all the wasps. By the way,
Actually,
lizards, frogs, salamanders, and toads.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, but I have none of those in the vicinity of my house.
Hold on. Larger vertebrates, mice, skunks, rats, weasels, raccoons, wolverines, badgers, and even bears sometimes seem to enjoy wasp larvae and will withstand a full-on defense attack to destroy the nest to get to the larvae. Okay, so they're not killing the big ones. They're trying to kill the babies.
Okay.
Kind of low-hanging fruit, but okay.
Yeah, all right. I mean, you get them at the source.
A lot of birds. Okay, so here's what I do then. Make sure I have lots of bird feeders, which I'm already... I know how many squirrels I have in the neighborhood. I'm not looking forward to that fight of like bird feeder versus squirrel. But I need to have a lot of birds in my back.
I did see a pretty ingenious method of making a birdhouse that squirrels can't get to. And it may not be totally practical, but they just greased the pole that the birdhouse was on.
Sure.
The squirrels would just slide down every time.
That's true. That would be very funny to watch.
Yeah.
What do you just like lather it in butter or?
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. Maybe butter or coconut oil or something, that's not dangerous for them. But
I feel like if you use butter, they're just gonna get fat anyway. They're not gonna be able to get up. They're just gonna lick the butter off the pole.
Yeah. You guys should put some cream cheese out here. That'll do it.
Yeah, we squirrels, we hate that cream cheese. Oh, good.
Just hate it. Yeah. Nothing goes worse than birdseed and cream cheese. Yeah. But trying to keep squirrels out, it's just basically impossible.
Yeah.
No little geniuses when it comes to stealing food.
Jeez. There's so many things that eat wasps. Why are there so many wasps? Praying mantis?
I know, that's the top one that came up here for me.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 in my life as far as praying mantis go.
Your favorite insect, the centipede, also eats wasps?
But also how, Like, so you're fast and you fly.
Yeah.
And you got compound eyes. How's a centipede get you?
I don't know, man.
Never have I been snuck up on by a centipede.
That's not true. That can't be true. You've definitely at some point turned and been like, oh god.
A house centipede did sneak up and ninja attack me. This happened. Climbed up on the ceiling above me, and when I noticed it just unhinged its legs and dropped on me. That was a formative memory in my teenage years. And I was more thinking outside in the wild. They don't.
Right. Not inside a house.
Too many. Yeah.
Maybe they do the same move though. You know what I mean? Like they just get on a branch and then just wait.
Oh,
and
true.
Then just jump off.
Yeah, wait over some wild meat that the wasp is trying to get to, and then get the drop on them. Yeah. What else do they got? Praying mantises. I wish they were more common. They're very cool.
100%. Are they? Do we get them? We get them in Canada, right? Like they're winter.
Yeah.
Well, they do something for the winter. Hibernate, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't really understand what bugs do during the winter at all. I need a scientist. But yeah, I found a praying mantis as a kid, just on my school, like literally attached to my my school, just sitting on the wall.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know we had them in Canada until then. I think I found one, or someone in my family found one years later. But aside from that, barely ever seen them. I don't know where they go.
So, fun fact, did you know that it seems like the praying mantis in general, from what I'm reading on Canadian Encyclopedia, which was last edited June of this year,
Hmm.
that the main one that we find, hold on, so there's two different versions. There's like a European mantis and a Chinese mantid. They, as you can tell, were never here originally. They were accidentally
Oh.
introduced to our ecosystem in like 1899 because they would have come over on whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know for sure because I'm not going to try to read this whole article while we're sitting here doing a show.
Yeah.
But they might not have been. There might not have been a species that was here already, might have
Right.
brought 'em.
Okay.
which I
They-
think is actually kind of cool.
You know, they don't seem to be an invasive species. Like,
there's
I've seen two in my entire life.
there's one
yeah.
native praying mantis. Sorry, I found it. It lives in
Oh,
southern
there is
BC. So it
Oh,
wouldn't have been
so-
Ontario, Quebec. The one from that, like the ones that you'd find in Ontario, Quebec, came up from New York,
They've been
where it
imported.
originally was imported. Yes,
Right.
accidentally. So,
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of fun then to have seen one,
yeah.
but hopefully they're not invasive. You get a lot of. There was like that endemic. I don't know what you call it when it's a bug problem, but there was like a bunch of invasive bugs that were like especially affecting trees, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing?
There's a
Can't remember anything.
lot of stuff like that happens. Like zebra mussels, they were never supposed to
Oh,
be
that was a
around
bad
here.
one.
That was really
Yeah.
bad. I remember going camping when I was, oh boy, probably around 10-ish. We went up to my grandma's. She had a school bus that they had painted white and converted into a trailer. Basically, it was awesome. I love that bus.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
And there were like some boys that like had a trailer like further down sort of thing, and at one point they had swum from their like little dock to our dock on like the lake that we were on, and one of the kids definitely, well, I say kid, he was a teenager at the time, but he stepped on a zebra mussel and it like sliced his foot open.
Yeah.
Super bad time.
Yeah, that's not great.
No.
But yeah, I remember reading about those, and they were just completely everywhere. Like anything that would dock in the water for even a night, just completely covered in them. It
Yeah.
was- if it's the same thing, I do remember the zebra mussels. Maybe there was a different.
No, they like
mollusk invasion.
exploded. It was
Yeah, it was just massive.
Yeah, since the 1980s, the species invaded the Great Lakes, Hudson River, and Lake Travis, wherever that is. But yeah, I forget what it was exactly, but something like helped explode their like population. Like I don't know
Yeah.
if it was like because of like the type of freshwater that we have here or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like there was something though that was like, oh, we love this, and then just
Perfect storm. Yeah, just all over. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
oh yeah.
So I guess it never totally got under control.
No, I'm trying to read like to see if there was anything like, hey, now things are a lot better,
Mm-hmm.
and it
'Cause,
has.
I don't know if there's like a use for them, because I remember there being like an open season on them. Like, please, people, just help get rid of these things.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we have an actual use for them.
I will say I'm reading a sort of Wikipedia article on this, and congressional researchers have estimated, this is for North America, I should add, that the zebra mussels has cost businesses and communities over $5 billion since their invasion. Zebra mussels have cost power companies alone over $3 billion. Because I remember for a lot of hydropower, they would like clog stuff up. So you'd have to
okay.
like do whatever you need to do to deal with that, and then like implement certain
Yeah.
measures, and I guess that was pricey. Right? Zebra mussels suck.
Yeah, what's going on with them? What do they even want?
I don't know.
Just get out of here.
Yep. Okay, well, one thing I want to talk about there's no good segue for this one, but for anybody who hasn't seen it, there was a really cool NASCAR thing that happened. I think that was on Sunday, like last Sunday, obviously. It's not in the future tomorrow. Where a NASCAR driver by the name of Ross Chastain, I hope is how you say his last name, He pulled a move that I don't think anybody's ever seen before, where he started driving his car like he was playing a video game. Where in like the final lap of the race, he accelerated along the wall and allowed his car, like basically allowed the wall to keep his car straight or around the bend, so that he could move like I think it was like 5 places for like a second
crazy.
place finish. For anybody that's in our Discord, there's a copy to, I'm gonna put the link to the NASCAR tweet that shows a clip of it. It's ludicrous. Every time I've seen this footage, it looks like it's legitimately been sped up because of how fast he's going. Now, the best part, in my opinion, about this story, and this is something that we were talking about with Reg recently as well, is this was a tactic that he learned playing NASCAR 2005 on his Nintendo GameCube growing up. This guy's 29 years old. He said in interviews, I haven't even thought about doing a move like that since back when I played the game. It's wild.
That's so funny.
It's so ridiculous and so awesome that he was able to pull that off. Because I think like any one of us, whether on purpose or not, has had that moment where you hit, like you're coming into a bend, you don't hit the turn right, so you're in the wall and you just hold down gas because it's like, well, what else am I gonna do, right? Like, you know, it'll like fake spark and whatever. This guy, he like burned off parts of his car going along this wall to get to the finish as fast as he could.
Is a very good move. It's so funny. Is his name Chase? Is that actually
Ross?
Ross. Oh, okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I misheard.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know, sometimes you can learn from video games, I guess.
Like just, if you watch it too, like his car is not having a good time in that corner.
No.
And you can see like, I think it even shows it in this clip here, like his pit crew is like, what's he doing? Like everyone's like kind of like, huh? And then like they all start getting like really excited because he just like, again, like it's one of those things where unless you have the support of that wall, you can't be going that fast around a corner. Like that won't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just
using it as a guide.
So nuts.
Bring me home.
Yeah, he just wall rode to the end and it worked out. And like he didn't get hurt. Like that I think had a very decent chance. And like honestly, kind of a shout out to whoever made this racetrack and like the barriers. Because like if anything's out of alignment there, the odds of his car bouncing back in towards all the other cars and causing like a huge crash is pretty decent. Like you see that a lot. Well, they'll clip something and then like all of a sudden like now you're going left and
Yeah.
So
could have been risky.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is just very funny. It's great that it worked out for him.
Yeah.
At the cost of his, the car's body, but worth it. Worth it.
Yeah.
I wonder if people are gonna start adopting it. Like, who needs the inside track? On your turns.
Yeah.
Just hit the wall.
Like what I'm honestly curious about is like so one of the things I should mention, first of all, they're still saying that this move is legal. That I think has the potential to change. I think more just for like the danger aspect than anything.
Yeah.
But before that changes, I really want to know if we're going to see somebody else do this.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he'll do it again. You know what I mean? Like I think he's like I've done it the one time, or like maybe this becomes a signature move. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Oh, it's so crazy.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I do wonder, like, I did play this NASCAR 2005. I don't remember there being like some hidden advantage to grinding into the wall to like gain places. I don't like personally remember that. Maybe because I was not very good at it and hitting anything made me not place well. But I do wonder if that was like something that they developed into the game because they knew it would work. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You can hit the speed as much as you want. Sure, friction will lose some, but you don't have to be careful about the turn or the other cars. But I do wonder if there's something they programming in the game to be a working thing that like
Yeah.
the friction of you hitting the wall isn't enough to offset the speed that you want to gain. Because it's so funny to think of it as a learning tool to like,
Yeah.
and they must have thought of it, right? Or was it a bug?
Can you
It also
imagine?
works in life.
Can you imagine if there's like a developer somewhere that's like, I wrote that, I programmed
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
that was real. I knew it would work, and they used to say that's not what would happen if you hit a wall. Well, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Get that
Yeah,
man
now it's
on
time
for
to
the next
bring out the,
NASCAR game. Hire him back.
Yeah. Now they're gonna have to do like the start at the exact right time on go to get that speed boost. All the Mario Kart mechanics are gonna pop into play.
Yeah, they're
It's
gonna
gonna
have
change the game.
all the NASCAR drivers are gonna have turtle shells in their like driver or the passenger seat.
Yeah, yeah. Start throwing stuff onto the track. Not dangerous at all.
No, perfectly safe.
No.
God, I'm just imagining
Yeah,
like
that's
a
awesome.
car clipping like just an empty, because we love turtles, turtle shell on the ground, and it just like it just like shoots it into the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing else happens. Just a bullet. That did not work out the way we
Yeah.
wanted it to.
Ooh, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down.
Has there been like instead of like go-karts, like a Mario Kart style go-karting experience where you can mess with the other drivers?
Um,
I know it'd be incredibly dangerous, but you get yourself a roll cage, you get a
I
helmet
mean, there are
on
like
there.
derbies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
remember once when I was living in Milton, pretty close to where I was living, there was like a
Oh yeah,
this
they
was like
did.
a crash derby or
Was it
something.
the MX Games or something hosted there? I can't remember
Oh.
what it was. There was like some. It was like a extreme sports stadium that they had for when.
I didn't go watch something that cool. This was like people
Oh,
who
okay.
took their old crappy cars, spray
Oh, I
painted
see.
numbers on the side, and ran them into each other.
Oh, like a normal like crash derby.
yeah,
thing. Is that what
yeah,
it
yeah,
is?
yeah.
Okay. I've never seen one of those in person, but I think that would be a lot of fun. Just a bunch of junkers just smashing into each other in a dirt, like a dirt pit, usually.
Yeah, that's all it was. It like I don't know. It's one of those things like I think I enjoyed it for a little while, but like once a lot of the cars start breaking down, because again, like people just like they don't bring good cars into this, and it was like
Yeah.
anybody can enter. So like I would take the car that I currently own into that. That
Mm.
car would do normal there. I was gonna
Yeah.
say well, but it wouldn't do well. I'd hit three things and then something would fall off. Because that's the problem with actual cars. Is like they're
Yeah.
not made for that. So you just have parts that fall off that are really important to driving, and then now they're sitting there and no one wants to ram that either, because by hitting their car, like you're still damaging your car and like that.
Yeah.
you know
And
what
I'm
I
already
mean?
down.
Yeah. So
It's- they should do like big style robot wars. Like just deck out your car with random stuff. I guess we should make them robot or radio controlled. Then
Yes,
we're gonna
we
have
should not put
spinning
people in
blades. Yeah, and all that. But it's kind of what it's like watching Robot Wars too. Like they'd get out of the gates and it'd be really exciting, and then immediately some way overpowered robot would just like spike through the other one. Its engine's dead, and it's like on its last legs, just like
Yeah.
whirring around.
and then all you're watching now is like them just push the broken robot into the other things that will break it more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey,
The
put it under the
buzzsaws come up.
hammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that made a comeback a while ago, but I don't have cable. I have no idea.
That's right. I don't know if it's like on TV or not. I do remember I saw a clip pretty recently where like right out of the gate, like two like I think robots who had gone somewhat far in like the tournament or whatever, they collided, and one of them had like a certain spinning thing on the front, and when
Yep.
the other robot hit it, it legitimately caught like 6 feet of air and went flying.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like
awesome.
it's like oh,
Yeah.
oh. And like the guys
That's
driving
weird
it's just
sound.
like does anything work now? Like, the odds aren't great, but
Yeah, that would maybe that's like an engineering problem, but like I do remember some like would do like the shovel on the front, just like
Yeah.
flip them over. But Yeah, just throw it out of the ring. Just get out of here.
Well, and it's funny, well, because and then like it's all plexied in, right? So it just hits a
Yeah.
wall, falls on like one of the
Just
side
bounces
things
back
that are
in.
made to like keep everything
Mess it
in.
up.
So now it's just getting
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bust up, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that just brings me to like all the old Spike TV sports. Like what happened to
Mhm.
trampoline slam ball? That's what it was. Trampoline basketball
Slam ball.
with full
Yeah,
contact.
yeah. That may have tried to make a comeback too. I don't know. Or it just like showed up on the internet again. Like, everyone's like, remember this wild stuff that we tried to pass as sports? But
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
a lot
mean,
of people got really badly hurt playing
yeah,
slam
it was
ball.
pretty bad idea.
I like the idea. There's just humans can't do that without getting
Yeah.
hurt badly. Because again,
Yeah.
it's basketball, so you have to dribble. Then you have your
Mhm.
4 trampolines where you can have contact. I think it's like you can hit somebody before they get onto a trampoline. Once they're on a trampoline, now it's no contact, which honestly might not have been something at the beginning, but whenever they implemented it, good move. But like in the
Yeah,
open
yeah.
court, it was full contact with plastic boards on the side. It's like some guy's
Yeah.
trying to get around, like guy just throws the hip out. Like that guy just like gets rocked into the glass, and then yeah. But the dunk competitions made NBA look terrible.
True.
You get
Yeah.
like triple backflips into like a slam dunk. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and at the same time, like, completely pointless.
Yeah.
Because none of it matters. And the trampolines are obviously like a series of trampolines that have all the rigging and borders and all that stuff around it. So like they had to like heavily pad so much of the area that like basically you had to be very specific in these few spots you could even trampoline.
Oh yeah.
And I can't. What would happen if you're not really allowed to have contact within the trampoline areas if you just didn't do anything? Like just kept jumping around with the ball in there, trying to get the perfect dunk or whatever. Like no one can interrupt you. Just bouncing around, getting.
I think it's like you can
that
like still
tight.
get like a hand in the way of the ball, but like
Oh, okay.
you couldn't collide with someone midair. And I think it was only like one person on a trampoline at a time
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I think. So I'm trying to find like a good like. There's got to be a slam ball like highlights reel or something.
Yeah. I also, the XFL was a thing around the same time. I can't remember if it was before or after. I think they tried to bring that back too.
XFL, that's still coming back. The Rock bought it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I genuinely do not remember what it was. Like, what is the twist?
I don't.
Why is
Yeah,
it not
I will
football?
say. I think it was owned by like WWE, but I don't know if
Okay.
there was like anything like outrageously crazy about.
Did it also have trampolines?
Sorry, I found a clip of greatest plays for slam ball.
Oh,
I'm gonna put
nice.
that in the chat as well because the first thing is a guy trying to run to get onto a trampoline, and then someone just like decks him.
Yeah, just no,
Like
you don't
full
get to.
contact, like clean hit. Like at least okay. So I'm a hockey player by hockey standards, clean hit.
Yeah.
Didn't go for the face. Hand stayed nice and low. Nothing bad there. But I don't think the guy was expecting to get hit, and he caught some air.
Oh yeah. This is exactly what I was imagining, except hit into the trampolines where you just helplessly
Yeah,
bounce as you
just-
try and catch your breath.
Someone just
Yeah.
said boom shakalaka, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
When was this? This video was posted 13 years ago, but that's not
Oh,
far
wow.
enough back to be when slam ball was popular.
Maybe it was. Maybe not.
No.
Yeah,
think
I don't know.
Let's see if Wikipedia does have a thing about slam ball. It was founded in 2002. What? Inaugural season
wow.
2002,
Yeah.
2007, 2023.
Oh, they're bringing it back.
I guess.
They figured out new tech, more trampolines, and I don't know.
Yeah, I also don't know. Why is it saying 2023? I'm trying to like find more information about that, but
Hmm.
in 2015, slam ball resurfaced in China.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find anything else about this. I want to know. In 2022, Mason Gordon, whoever that is, announced that Slam Ball would be making a comeback with a new season in 2023. This is going to become a Slam Ball podcast. You heard it here first. We're going to start a fantasy league.
Yeah, fantasy slam ball for greatest height on the tramps, as they call it. And I don't know.
This probably shouldn't be coming back.
Yeah, I don't think it should. I don't know. Some trampolines aren't that good in general. I'm trying to also at the same time figure out what the hell the XFL was like. They didn't have trampolines, so
no, it was football.
Pretty boring. Yeah, it was football. But was it just like a smaller field, faster rules kind of thing? Is that the idea?
Oh, here we go. Okay, rule changes. I'm trying to see if there's like what's different. There's a lot. I don't know hockey. Well, again, I'm a hockey player.
I did find a bullet point list of some things. Basically turning it a little bit more into high school lunchtime football, where it's just fast. You have there's no points after the touchdowns. So you go for 1, 2, or 3 by doing a running play from the 2, 5, or 10 yard. So you get points depending on the yard you're running from. You could do 2 forward passes.
Yeah, I saw the 2 forward passes. I don't really understand that. Because it's saying as long as the ball never crosses the line of scrimmage before the second pass. But isn't that how the NFL plays as well? Can't you throw it and then throw it again always?
Yeah.
As long as you're not crossing the line, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Line of scrimmage, that's where a forward pass is.
Yeah. I saw it happen on the longest yard. They've done this play.
Yeah. Unless there was something iffy about it, like the quarterback's allowed to get 1.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that's the thing.
This would have been a perfect podcast to have Brickley on.
True, yeah.
He does know football and CFL rules.
This is true, yeah. You can't do a replay challenge. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's kind of similar to hockey. Like there's certain plays you can challenge, being like, your call on the field was wrong, and then they have to review the footage.
And short plays, lots of punts and returns. So I guess just to try and tighten it up a little bit, but nothing extreme about it. Which, funny enough, the X and XFL does not stand for extreme because legally there was already a league called the Extreme Football League.
What's the X stand for?
Nothing. Because they weren't able to name it extreme, and there's nothing else you could do with an X, so they just kept the X, and it doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
it's very funny.
That's a little disappointing, I gotta say.
It's very funny that they just like went forward, like, all right, we've got the Extreme Football League, and someone's like, no, someone already got that. Then we're just the X Football League. Don't ask about it. Do we have a team in Canada?
But okay, no. Here's the silly thing. I found the other Extreme Football League, which is now it's now called the Legends Football League, but it's an American women's tackle football minor league. The league was originally founded in 2009 as the Lingerie Football League, and then later rebranded as the Legends Football League.
So was it originally Extreme and then Lingerie and then Legends?
Yes. I guess they must still own the rights to the original name. So yeah, this is you wear bikinis and then pads and then you go play football.
Was that on TV?
Probably.
I think for a second I'm like, I must have seen something like that.
I feel like that also would have been on Spike TV.
Yeah, like that. But maybe it was also just like American Gladiator, because that's pretty much the same outfit.
Yeah.
It's people in like leotards and knee pads.
In 2012, an all-fantasy game from this league was played in Hamilton. Of all the places to go, why aim so low?
A fantasy game? Like they did the draft?
No, like an all-star game. All-star game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like everyone just got to Hamilton and did their drafts for a league that doesn't really play anymore.
I think the last season was 2019. So I guess it was still a thing that was happening.
Crazy world out there.
Yeah.
Like just like the Ocho basically.
Yeah, it is the Ocho, exactly.
There's so many great sports under that fake branding now, like slap fights and stuff like that. Like just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, slap fights
Why
I
do
love
people do this?
watching.
I think I've seen clips, but I can't.
That's the one where like you
It's
try to
just,
knock
like,
out somebody, like you try to knock them unconscious with an open hand
or
slap,
make
right?
them surrender. Yeah. You
Oh
just
yeah, well,
back
they
and
surrender
forth.
when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, those I find those one pop up on Reddit a lot. And
Yeah.
like you'll see like one guy hit like the big dude, and then the big dude hits him back, and he just like the
Yeah. Just,
like where
his brain
am I?
stutters.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many great random sports. I just checked out the Ocho on Reddit, and I don't know anything about this one, but the title is Wrestling But on Horseback, just to give you an idea of the kind of thing that people do. Fantastic. The ingenuity of humanity knows no bounds.
Wrestling but on horseback. You think if both people fall off, do the people wrestle and then also the horses wrestle?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's like a tag team match at that point. I don't want to tag in to fight the other horse. Just not interested.
If I had any like cartoon ability, I would draw that. Oh man.
Is disc golf? I'm seeing disc golf in here. I thought it was a normal thing. I generally don't know too much about it.
I feel like it's pretty normal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's showing up in the sub. I thought disc golf was honestly just frisbee and then you hit a thing.
Yeah.
Get it in a basket. Not really sure why it's called golf. I guess because
there's still like there's like a tee off and everything, and you have different discs like that are weighted differently and everything too. You'll have like a putting disc and like a driving
really
disc. Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't have to, but I think the professionals will use different ones that are.
Can you pick it up from where it lands and like throw again,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
okay, so it is pretty golfy. Okay.
Yeah. And there's one in Etobicoke at Centennial Park. There's a course that's there.
I think I've seen like the basket thing.
Yeah. It's a basket, but there's a bunch of chains that hang, so that when you hit it, the disc will just
falls in.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and it definitely more of like a, in my mind, like a beer sport type thing.
Oh,
it's just very, like, it's very easy to be good at frisbee. Not to diminish the sport. I'm sure the sport's much harder.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have to be athletic.
No.
To be able to throw a frisbee. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Imagine it's basically more like a darts type sport.
Yeah. It definitely sounds more relaxing to me than, and again, like much easier to pull off than actual golf. You and I have been golfing before, and that wasn't a good time. We didn't do
No. I think we went with your dad, and he must have
did.
had the worst day of his life.
I think he hated every second of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was my first time. I've been to
it was only my
before.
second, but yeah.
Yeah. I've never been on an actual golf field. Yeah, obviously I've never been golfing.
Oh man.
I had never done actual darts. I didn't know the real rules to darts.
When you're doing 301 or whatever.
I don't even know what that means, but I played with a friend had a dartboard in his basement, and we would go there all the time. And we would just play darts. And for me, it was like, obviously you're supposed to stand really far away. Like, otherwise, what is the sport of this? So we would almost as far as we could in his basement. That's the distance we would throw darts at, and got pretty good. Like, obviously only going for the bullseye. I didn't know that they had different point scores or anything. That triple 20 is way better.
Yeah.
And so we just got very good at hitting a bullseye from like almost 25 to 30 feet. But nothing else.
Solid.
There was only one part on the board you were allowed to hit, basically, and it was that or the wall around it. So I remember watching real darts for the first time, and they're like almost in touching distance. Like you have the line your arm distance, and then not that far away is the board. And I was just floored that, like, why were we doing this? Why were we playing at like 30 feet? Like, my arm was getting sore playing darts. It's not supposed to. Just chucking it at the board.
It's really funny when I used to work Um, when I was working at Rogers Retail in Hamilton, we used to leave the TV on Sportsnet, and during about midday, it goes over to
Mm,
darts.
okay.
And the events that they have for darts tournaments is nuts. They'll
Oh
have
yeah.
like really long tables set up, sort of like Oktoberfest style, and then people come in costume and they get hammered watching these guys
Okay.
throw darts. And every guy that throws darts looks like Homer Simpson.
Of course, yeah.
Like looks like him when he's bowling. Like they have like the same
Yeah.
kind of shirt, like they have all their sponsors and stuff, but like they're
Yeah.
all like, you know, probably 40
Lemon shaped.
something, probably drink too much beer, like they all got a bit of a gut on them, and like that's every single dart person. But like they'll
Yeah.
like talk shit to each other. Like as like
Mm,
they'll hit triple 20, like look back, like like you'll see them like mutter some stuff at the other guy, and when they
flash
win, like
gang
they get like
signs.
super pumped up about it. And I was like, what
Yeah.
am I watching? This is weird, but
I
I
love
mean, I'm
that.
glad they're having a good time, you know, but
Yeah.
it's strange.
Now I want to see like, extreme curling where like I don't know, maybe both teams are on opposite sides and they go at the same time. And then, obviously once you get there, the sweeper, he's allowed to do whatever he can to the other guy.
Just bring some broom overhand.
Yeah. They're all helmeted up, padded.
That
There's a
would
lot
be
of room for
fun.
extreme sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We're only scratching the surface.
Yeah, but I do draw the line at horses. We're not getting them involved on,
Yeah.
on
No,
the
don't do
curling
horse
ice.
wrestling. That's, yeah.
No.
I mean, if you can get it, you can teach a horse to skate though.
Yeah, okay, I'd watch
Give it
that,
4 weapons. Like, let's go.
yeah. Wait, hold on. Like one for each shoe.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Our next segment, looking ahead.
Yeah.
Aaron, what are you looking forward to in the next coming while?
Well, we're putting together an extreme curling team. I don't know if you guys heard the news. Looking for sponsors. No.
Yeah.
One thing that I have been looking forward to is a little game that I saw a demo for a few weeks back called Dredge, which is
You have talked about this, I think, to us.
Oh, have I?
Well, like not
It's
to
like
this stream, but I think you
Oh.
mentioned it to us. Like
It's
internally,
just like
yes.
it's a fishing game, but it is you're like a little fishing boat in a very kind of spooky, cryptic little town, um, and it's kind of got like spooky, cryptic, maybe eldritch vibes. And I played the demo for it, and it was very fun. You just like it's got like a nice little fishing game system and a little progression where you're like on like a little tugboat, basically moving your way around. It's really just a little cute fishing boat, and then as you're fishing and doing other thing and dredging things up, time is going pretty quick. And once dark hits, it becomes very foggy, and you turn on like your fog lamp or whatever, and everything starts to change a little bit. Everything gets spooky, and then there's mist hiding everything. The fish that you start pulling up look different and changing. And then the people in town will like cryptically pay you more money for these changed and weird looking fish. And then slowly, it's a demo, so you don't learn that much. But each of the NPCs in the different towns that are across this lake or, breaking the sea or whatever it is, have these little quests for you to like go find things and dredge up old crash sites and learn things about other people in the town, and you're boating back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's got it's a nice style, kind of like a low poly thing, but like lots of good atmosphere. So it doesn't look generic by any means.
I'll see if I can link it. I found it on here we go. I found it on Steam.
Yeah,
So I was looking at some of the art, and it does look very, very spoopy and cool.
yeah. It's got a fun balance of just like very fun fishing mechanics where you have to like pay off a debt for the fishing boat. So you're like bringing in fish, and there's a reason to sell it off and make money, but you also upgrade it. It also is like an inventory management thing where
Yeah, I
your
see
ship
that.
has a number of squares, and fish will be like an L shape and they fit here.
Yeah,
But you're
sort of Resident Evil style.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically turning that into a strong part of this game, and sometimes you'll like look and your ship's pretty full, so you got to drop stuff off before you go fishing next, even before you know what it is, because you don't know what'll fit. And it's pretty fun managing the time and all these like little micro things that normally wouldn't find maybe too fun on their own.
Yeah.
They fit really well in this little fishing game package. But it says release date 2023.
It does. But it does say download Dredge Chapter 1, so I guess that's the demo?
I guess so.
I'm going to open it on my actual Steam here.
That, yeah. It says I can also download it, so I wonder if that's different than the demo. I'm like, no, the demo is also Chapter 1, so I guess that's all it is. But it's a good taster if you're interested in something that's, for the most part, pretty calm and chill, and then a little spoopy.
Yeah, it's only 640 megabytes as well, so.
Yeah, little guy.
Nice little single player thing. I like that. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Didn't know it was going to be next year, though. I guess we're almost next year, so that could...
Yeah, we're not that far away.
That could be months. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. Oh, yeah, and one friend wants this game, and it's you. One thing I can say that I'm looking forward to, so for anybody who's not aware, on Friday, this coming Friday, which is going to be the 11th, so also Remembrance Day for us here in Canada. I think that's just a Canada thing. Anyway, we're going to be doing our Extra Life stream.
Yeah.
So that's our 24-hour live stream, which we do. We play a lot of different games in support of Extra Life. If you don't know what Extra Life is, it is a charity that supports Children Miracle Network hospitals. We do this every year. I think this is our 8th year doing it, or 7th. One of the two.
Might be.
It's our 7th or 8th year doing this. It's always a really fun time. Aaron here is the captain of our overnight crew. And for a lot of it, generally just the only person in the overnight crew. That's not always true. Sometimes you'll get Jardine or Peaches to stay up with you.
Yeah.
But we do lots of fun things during it. We play a lot of games. We'll play a lot of multiplayer games. We're going to be doing something a little new, which I think is probably what I'm looking forward to the most. Is we're going to be doing a variation of Dungeons and Dragons, which is going to be called Spicy Dice. Spicy Dice is going to be a campaign where we have the option and a few different rules around eating spicy food. So in previous years, we used to play something called Hot Wheels, where we would play Mario Kart, and each race we would eat a progressively hotter hot sauce. This year, I have the entire season 19 lineup of Hot Ones sauces, and I think potentially we might get some one chips from like the one chip challenge.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And I think we'll have actual Carolina Reaper peppers here.
Yeeks.
For anybody who, like, we don't have to do it. For anybody who wants to try it, they will be available. But we're going to be...
Just garnish, to have around.
Yeah, just a little garnish. Just a little... But it's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. Because, I mean, trying to drive in Mario Kart while your face is burning off is difficult in its own right. I think trying to role play, and especially for me, because I'm definitely going to try to do some kind of voice or accent, trying to hold that together while my body is panicking in many different ways, I think is going to be very fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good time. Just a little silly one-shot adventure, but you can. What's the word for it? You can get boons for eating spicy stuff on the fly.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I think it's going to in some ways be used as like a potential currency replacement, or it's going to be like give us a bonus or help save us in a time of need. There's going to be that kind of stuff. I think we're still working out the majority of the rules, which we will share during the stream. But potentially for successes or like nat 20s or nat 1s, there might be some parts of that come into play on the rules as well for some of us. So
it'll be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, trying to keep it together. We're gonna have to find a spice level that is reliably like endurable for a many-hour stream. So like you can have a go-to nugget that's like, this hurts, but I don't have to tap out. I think that'll be a fun line to try and figure out.
I think that's going to be a trial by fire situation.
Yes.
We'll find that one out on the fly.
Yeah, but definitely looking forward to that too as well.
Yeah.
And that whole day should be very fun. We still have to fill in some of the gaps in our scheduling, but we have a lot of fun things we want to do. Yeah. One thing that is sad is that I've been kind of wanting to play Phasmophobia again, and we won't be able to do that there because it is not couch co-op.
No.
We'll all be in one house.
I mean, if you want to bring up your computer, the amount of monitors and like desks that I have here, it could be
Mhm.
something we could play around with and do. So
Yeah.
that's not off the table, but yeah, if we want the watch out of everybody playing together, that one doesn't work. I feel like Darkest Dungeon 2 is going to be something that we're probably going to pick
Oh,
up
yes.
again,
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
had a
yeah.
lot of fun with that playing a sort of couch way previously.
Mhm. It's very fun.
I know a few of us have like individual games that we want to play and stuff like that too, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This one's gonna be nice, and for the first time, there's gonna be lots of different areas for people to like be able to crash to sleep when they need to. We got two
Yeah.
kitchens here. Like, I think it's gonna be. Hopefully, I'm hoping to try to make this the most comfortable one we've had so far.
Mm.
So that'll be fun. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be good. That's on what day is it? Is it on the 11th? On the actual 11th? It is. Yeah.
On the 11th, yeah, we're starting 11th in the evening. I think we put our starting time around 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. But we will make sure that all
Around
that
there.
is going to be on our social media, because we do have some stuff that we have to do during the day there. So keep an eye out and come
Yeah.
hang out and join us. That's usually when we get a lot of people also hanging out in chat. Usually a lot of friends and family who don't necessarily watch all the stuff that we do will come and hang out and support as well. So it's usually a bumping good time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. Is there anything else I've got on my horizon? I don't know. As far as like, fun stuff coming up, that's definitely one of the bigger ones. Then haven't really been doing too much that's like not specifically, either for the casual ones or just like projects and stuff. So there hasn't been
Yeah.
a ton. There are a few things that we're working on in the background that I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Pretty early to talk about those. I'm excited for Snowcatch Snowcatch Valley is an ongoing mystery thing we're doing. That's been very fun. So
Yep.
definitely looking forward to that. And I think our D&D Thursday game is about to potentially open up in a big way too. So
Yeah. That's one of the
think
things I'm looking
that's pretty
forward to as well. Like I feel like you guys have finally, I don't mean finally in a way that like you guys did this solely, but like we're at a point now where you've completed a thing that you've been trying to do. You guys just got a whole bunch of new information that you didn't have before, that for some people I think is going to make a lot of difference. For other people like Rub, might not change all that much. But it's going to open up a lot of different paths now for you guys to kind of choose where to go. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So a lot of fun stuff going on in the streaming world. But I haven't noticed much about the real world. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any cool movies or anything. Is there anything like that for you on your list?
So there's one thing that I was going to talk about. I saw a trailer for this. This trailer came out 3 days ago. Have you heard of a movie called Troll?
Like the OG Troll? There was an old movie, old 2000s, I guess, but
so I'll put it in the chat. There's a movie that's coming out that is based in Norway, where an actual like mountain troll lives, and from what I saw, it looks like this thing starts like wreaking havoc, and now humanity has to try to deal with it.
Okay.
I don't like. I should say up front that I tend to like very bad movies. Like the other day, on purpose, I went and I watched Kong versus Godzilla again because I just wanted something to like relax and enjoy.
Right.
So I might not be the best person when it comes to recommendations for like a good movie, but this looks like something I will watch because it'll be a fun thing. It's like it's a big troll that's just like breaking stuff. I love it. It's like a classic mountain troll. But like the CGI looks very good. It's a Netflix movie. So like there's a budget behind it. I think it looks, again, from what I'm seeing, it looks good. Just from like the visuals and everything, but I'm going to enjoy it.
I wonder if it has any relation to the other troll movies. You're
talking about like Troll Hunter?
Well, there was Troll Hunter, but even back in the day, there was Troll. Troll 2 came out in 1990, but Troll was actually in the 80s. Probably not probably doesn't seem
Probably not.
entirely
Were
related.
those also based in like Norway and stuff? Because this one,
I thought they were, but maybe I am thinking of Troll Hunter, which I think
yeah.
is Norwegian.
Apparently
I
that
think.
movie was very good. I never watched it, so I'm probably gonna find a
Yeah,
way to watch that, totally legitimately and legally, of course. But
of course, of course.
yeah, of course. But
Troll Hunter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Obviously, I'm gonna have to watch all of these as research.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Troll Hunter is a Norwegian movie, or Swedish or something.
yeah. One thing
But
that I like about
I
this
don't know.
trailer is like it doesn't look cheesy. Like it
Mm,
actually looks like it's a serious thing that they're having to deal with without it being like campy or anything like that. So,
interesting. Okay,
but
so
there is some humor because at one point someone asks, "Do you have any military experience?" He's like, "Some, Call of Duty." So
there you go.
that made me happy. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this isn't
that's
like
your
100% serious, but
yeah.
yeah,
That reminds me of that old Britannic movie trailer. We laughed there,
laugh,
so you know it's
laugh,
not
laugh,
entirely a serious
laugh.
movie. Yeah. Uh, yeah, that'll be interesting. Is that out?
No,
Or is
no,
that
no. It comes out. Oh gosh, when's the release date for this? Uh, it doesn't say when it's coming out. This is just the trailer. I don't know when it comes out.
oh, all right. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it does look interesting. It looks very funny, and I do love monster movies. They don't always.
Oh, December 1st. There we go.
December 1st. Okay, that's not too far off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Christmas movie for
Yeah,
you.
kick off the Christmas month, right?
Some troll action. Yeah, I think that's fun. Just mountain-sized troll.
Yeah,
Basically, it's a Godzilla movie, right? Like,
yeah, basically.
yeah.
But maybe there'll be
Is
a
it-
way to kill the troll. I don't know. That's the one thing. Like from what I'm seeing, they like pull in the the Norwegian army to fight the troll. Obviously, that's not going to
Mm.
work. So what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know who's going to come fight the troll. I don't know what they have to do to fight the troll. Maybe they have to use swords. Who knows?
They say King Kong in the trailer as an option for fighting the troll.
I think they said that as in what
As
left
a
his
joke.
footprint, but
Yeah.
maybe honestly, if this was like actually supposed to be in like the whole King Kong Godzilla universe that they have, and they just
That would be
are like
kind of
keeping that
funny.
under wraps, that would be amazing.
Especially because it's just a dude. Like he's
Yeah.
got a face and
Yeah,
everything.
it's just a guy.
Yeah, it's so funny to me. It's just a really big guy. Is this trailer? Is it English or?
No, gosh, no.
Okay.
There's one point that's in English, but it's because like a CNN news broadcast is picking up the story.
Oh.
That part's in
Yeah,
English. The rest of it's in a different language.
Okay,
Uh,
that's fine. I guess that's okay. Like I enjoy some movies that are subtitled, but
Yeah.
I'm so often doing two things that if I can't hear it, I don't know what I'm doing. But this movie, if you're not looking at the screen, you're not experiencing it at
No.
all. You could watch it with the sound off and you get the same
Yeah,
experience.
you need the troll, man. You got to see the
Yeah,
troll.
you
If you're not seeing
gotta
the
see
troll,
the
you're doing
troll.
it wrong.
It's so funny to me though. Just like I want to see like the pitch for that almost. Just like so, it's just a troll. It's just a big
Yeah.
dude, and he's just walking around. And because he's big, it's bad. He's strong. He's walking too strong. He's breaking stuff. I love that. It's so simple.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Need more
But
fun movies.
right, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else really that I'm looking forward to that I can think of though. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Also
it's-
Christmas, but I always like Christmas, so whatever. That's
Yeah, it's pretty far away.
yeah.
We do need a November, festivity. So
Remembrance Day.
folks should.
Just joking.
Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, we're gonna set out our war memorials and poppies, and everyone's gonna go around collecting sad stories of their elders. I guess I don't know.
Sad stories of their elders. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hooray! I'm dressed as my favorite sad story. Yeah, we do need a November festivity though, so we should get on that. We got Halloween, good vibes. We got Christmas, good vibes, and then for some reason, just November, just sitting in the middle,
Yeah.
like a weird middle child doing nothing. We need something else. So
That's it. Yeah.
get on it.
Yeah, maybe we just gotta start also celebrating American Thanksgiving.
It's not a bad idea. I don't know why we do it in October. Like, just space it out.
I guess we're thankful at a different time of year. I don't know.
We can be thankful twice.
It's true.
It's fine.
That's true. I would be thankful twice. I'm already thankful twice. Let's celebrate it.
Like, literally just call it Thanksgiving 2. Just do it again. Maybe we do a different food. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're about at time. Is there any other final things you want to talk about, or
Any final things? I don't know. We covered so many of the things that are coming up and things that are fun.
yeah?
Yeah, I think that might be it. Got a cat here trying to get my attention, so I'm just bring him up
kitty
for a
cat.
moment.
That's
Looking at
Wizard.
the camera. That's
Right?
Wizard.
Yeah. Oh, I hear some.
Yeah.
I hear some purring.
Oh yeah, he'll do that.
Oh yeah. Excellent. Well then, everybody. Just want to say thanks again for coming out and joining us on this fine morning. We're the Casual Ones. We stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can catch us next on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the next episode of our Snowcatch Valley Fall of '99 campaign, which is our little spooky monster small town campaign. On Thursday, we'll be back with our next episode of Dungeons and Dragons with the Punch Drunk Champions. That's our ongoing D&D campaign. And then next weekend on Saturday, we won't be here. Well, we'll be here, but it'll be different. Next weekend, we're doing Extra Life. So from Friday, from around 7 p.m. Eastern through to Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be live for a full 24 hours. The whole cast and crew will be here. Well, almost everybody in person. One of us will be joining remotely because he lives far away. And we'll be doing lots of fun games, activities, hanging out. So make sure you join us for that as well. And come show your support if you can. But other than that, we hope you have yourselves a fantastic rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.